Hello everybody and welcome back to Dollar Tree Dinners. The very first thing that I want to say is I'm deeply sorry to hear about the impact and everyone affected by Hurricane Helene. My thoughts are with you all. I hope that you, your loved ones, and your community stay safe during this very difficult time. And if there is any way that I can help or offer any sort of assistance, please do not hesitate to contact me directly. Today is going to be the start of a series that I call Souptober. I came up with this series 2 years ago, and I did it 2 years ago, but I didn't do it last year. The idea is to do 10 days of soups in the month of October. So I've gone ahead and picked out 10 different soups and printed out all of the recipes. I picked out every recipe for a reason. Some because they're practical, some because they're fun, some because of the history. I was also sure to include some soups that are gluten-free, a few that are dairy-free. So I'm trying to make sure that in this series there is something for everyone. Every day over the next 10 days, I'm going to pick a recipe at random from this stack. We're gonna look at the ingredients together. I'm gonna go through my fridge, my freezer, and my pantry and grab anything that I already have that I can use to make that soup. Then we're gonna go to the grocery store and we're gonna see how cheaply we can pick up the remainder of the ingredients that we need. And lastly, we're gonna come home, we're gonna make the soup, and we're gonna try it. So because the nature of this is trying to use ingredients that I already have on hand or trying to get the ingredients as cheaply as possible, I may not always be following the recipe verbatim. I guess we had to figure out what soup we're gonna be making today. I'm gonna shuffle up all of the recipes without looking. We're just gonna mix them all up. So I don't know what order they're in. I mean, to be fair, I don't know what order they're in anyways, but we're gonna mix them up completely. They are shuffled. All right, now let's have the internet random number generator. We are picking a number 1 through 10. Generate it, pick number 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which one are we making today? Okay. We are making, coconut curry soup. Okay. I don't really have a story behind this. This is one that I have never tried before. So this is Thai coconut curry soup. So this recipe I got from Spend with Pennies. And when I was looking up soups to make in this series, I ended up on a Reddit thread of people talking about some of their all-time favorite soups. And I saw several people mention coconut curry soup. The recipe calls for oil, lime, onion, Thai red curry paste, which I'll have to see if I can get that at Food Lion. If not, I might have to go to Walmart. Ginger, garlic, chicken broth, coconut milk, fish sauce, mushrooms, red bell pepper, shrimp, rice noodles, and herbs for serving. It says cilantro, Thai basil, fresh mint. I already know that I cannot get Thai basil where I live. I'll probably stick with cilantro just because I know it's going to be the most affordable ingredient. I wish I could get Thai basil here. I love it. If you've never had Thai basil, it kind of tastes a bit like black licorice. Okay. So I almost wanted to save this one for the end. I'm kind of sad that I picked it on the first day, but I'm sure it's going to be delicious and I'm very excited to try it. So first of all, let's go through and see what ingredients I already have. This is my spare freezer for like meat purchases that I've made when they were on sale. And I do already have shrimp because I buy this at Food Lion when it is buy one, get one free. And this has been in my freezer for a while now, so it's a good time to use it. I love getting my shrimp when it's buy one, get one free at Food Lion because you don't have to buy 2. You can just get 1 at half price. So I think I paid $6 for this. I'm pretty sure it's slightly freezer burnt. And it says we need 8 ounces, but this is a 1-pound bag, so I only need half of this. I'm gonna start by setting aside half of this and put the other half back in the freezer. I would say that's about half-ish. And I'm gonna stick this in the fridge. I probably will be doing the quick thaw since I am making this for dinner tonight. What is the lime for? Oh, so I need to zest it and stuff. So I do need a lime, I don't have that. I do have an onion, 1 medium onion, ginger and garlic. I do have, because I like to buy these whenever possible. These are the squeeze tubes of grated ginger and garlic, so I can always have those ingredients in my fridge. Chicken broth. For the majority of these recipes, I probably will be using chicken bouillon powder because it is more economical than buying broth for all of them. Coconut milk, I do not have. Fish sauce, I don't have. Mushrooms, I don't have. Red bell pepper, I do. Coincidentally have 1 red bell pepper in my fridge. That means that in order to make this, I still need to pick up a lime, the Thai red curry paste, the coconut milk, fish sauce, mushrooms, and the rice noodles, along with potentially some cilantro for serving. So let's head to the grocery store and get the rest of the ingredients that we need to make this soup. So we have acquired the ingredients to make the coconut curry soup. My total for everything was around $15. That is a lot, but this is also the most exotic recipe that I picked. So when you're making foods from other cultures, those typically have ingredients that you might not already have in your fridge, especially when it comes to sauces and things like that. I did get lucky, however, and everything I bought was on sale for the most part. So my total went from $20 down to $15 at checkout. And in case you haven't already figured out, this one I picked because it's fun, but it is also gluten and dairy free. So limes at my Food Lion are 33 cents each. The recipe says 1. I did go ahead and get 2. I figure I can definitely use a lime for a future soup if I need to, but I'd like to have the option of potentially adding 2 if I feel like it needs a little more zest. Then we have the Thai red curry paste. All of this Blue Dragon stuff was on sale at Food Lion, so this was $2.99. We only need 2 tablespoons of this though, so this jar would last me a long time. Fingers crossed that I like the recipe. So coconut milk was next, and the recipe does specify not to buy a light coconut milk. So again, I got this Blue Dragon. This was on sale for $2. Fish sauce is another specialty ingredient that I did not already have. We're only using a tablespoon and a half. So same as with the curry paste, one of these bottles will last you a long time. This was $2.50. So again, fingers crossed I like the soup. Mushrooms. I wasn't quite sure what kind of mushrooms. It just says sliced mushrooms. So I went with the cheapest kind. These were $1.99. And then we have the medium rice noodles, again, Blue Dragon brand. This was on sale for $3.50. And it says we need 4 ounces, and there's 10 in here. So we're gonna be using less than half of this package to make the soup. And then the last ingredient was cilantro, and this is listed as optional. It is a topping, so I could have left this out. This was $1.89, but again, it's another thing where I feel like I might be able to use this in another soup during this 10-day series, so I did just go ahead and get it. But if I hadn't got the cilantro, it would have been $13 instead of $15. So as I mentioned, my shrimp is still frozen. I just took it out an hour or 2 ago, so we're gonna do the quick thaw on the shrimp. So to quick thaw the shrimp, we're just gonna run it under cold water for about 5 minutes or so. So my shrimp does need to be peeled, but it is the easy peel variety, so this shouldn't take me very long at all. It's already deveined, just not peeled. There's our shrimp all peeled, ready to go. We're just gonna stick that back in the fridge until we're ready to use it. Now for ingredient prep beyond the shrimp. I'm gonna start with 1 medium onion, and we're gonna slice that. I don't need to mince any ginger or garlic because I buy it pre-minced. These are a little bit more expensive. I want to say they're around $4, but they're quite large, so it's a lot of ginger and a lot of garlic. And the perks to it is that it can just sit in your fridge for when you need it without you having to worry about it going bad in your pantry or anything like that. So I really like buying these. My mushrooms are also pre-cleaned and pre-sliced, so I don't need to do anything with those. But we are going to thinly slice our bell pepper. The last thing it says to do is to zest a lime, which I just do with my cheese grater because I don't have a zester. So there's our teaspoon of lime zest. And now it says to juice half of the lime and reserve the rest for serving. And I think that is it for prep. Let's make our Thai coconut curry soup. All right, so it says to heat a large saucepan over medium heat with 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Next, we're gonna add in our sliced onion, and it says to let that cook until the onion softens, about 4 minutes. Next it says to add 2 tablespoons of this Thai red curry paste. Reduce that heat down a little bit. I'm also going to add in 1.5 tablespoons of my minced ginger. And it says 4 cloves of minced garlic, which I'm going to take to mean about 1 tablespoon of minced garlic, in my case. It says let that all cook together for 2 minutes until fragrant. Now next we're adding in 4 cups of chicken broth, but in my case I am using bouillon powder. So I did 4 cups of water and 4 teaspoons of chicken bouillon powder. And next goes in our entire can of coconut milk, along with 1.5 tablespoons of fish sauce. I did opt to buy fish sauce, but there are a lot of alternatives for fish sauce that I saw online. So if you want to try this recipe, but you don't necessarily want to buy a bunch of ingredients that you're unsure, unfamiliar with, you could always potentially just get you could potentially use one of the fish sauce alternatives. This coconut milk is a little on the chunky side. Hopefully that, I think that's the coconut milk that I'm seeing. Hopefully that dissolves with the heat. Next it says to add our lime zest and 3/4 cup of sliced mushrooms. And we are supposed to let that simmer for 15 minutes. So we are almost done with this soup. It's now simmered for 15 minutes. Next, we are adding in our sliced red bell pepper and 4 ounces of medium rice noodles. They do come in these little cakes, so I'm gonna toss in about 2 of them because this is a 10-ounce container. So I think 2 should be fine. And then it says we're supposed to let that simmer for 3 minutes. Hopefully I can break up these noodles, which they should come apart pretty easily. All right, so here we go. Final step. Stir in the raw shrimp. Turn off the heat. Cover. Let rest for 5 to 6 minutes or until the shrimp is cooked through. Okay, I lied. Not quite the final step. The final step is to stir in the lime juice at the very end. And that is our Thai coconut curry soup ready. Let's bowl it up and try it. I like that it's got noodles in it. Oh, it smells good. Because I feel like that makes soup a lot more filling and hearty than just broth and vegetables. And then we are supposed to top it with some herbs. Do a little bit of cilantro. And just for presentation, I'm going to just prop a little lime wedge up, but obviously you would drizzle the lime over top. Thumbnail pictures are taken. Let's give it a squeeze of fresh lime juice right over top. And before we do the taste test, just a couple of disclaimers. I do not have the most refined palate in the world, and I am not very culturally diverse when it comes to food, especially Thai food. I had never even had Thai food until I want to say about 4 years ago, and the only thing I have ever had are various versions of pad Thai. But I am curious and I am open-minded, so we're gonna try this soup. Let's try a little bit of the broth first. Ooh, okay. So reading the ingredients on the fish sauce and reading the ingredients on the Thai curry sauce, anchovies are a big factor in this, and I would say that you can definitely taste that. That is really luscious. It is a little on the creamy side from the coconut milk, and it has a nice brightness to it from the ginger and from the lime zest. So the broth for me is already a winner, and all we're doing is adding stuff to it. So let's try to get a little bit of as much as we can. I wonder if I should be eating this with a fork because of the noodles, or even chopsticks. I'm trying to get a little bit of everything. Got some red pepper, some noodles, some cilantro, a little bit of onion. I was nervous to try this. I really was. I was nervous to try this because, I wasn't quite sure. There's a lot of flavors, a lot of ingredients in this that I have never bought before, that I have never used before. I am so glad that I tried this recipe. I am absolutely floored with how delicious it is, particularly how fresh it is. Like, all of the flavors go so well with each other, and I like the little bite of the shrimp every now and then. The bell peppers are cooked for just the right amount of time that they still have retained some of their crispness. It's a very noodle heavy soup, to be honest with you guys. If I were to make this again, I'd probably only use 1 pack of noodles rather than 2. I know that sounds strange because you really want it to be like filling, but the broth is so rich on this that I think I would like it better with less noodles. And absolutely kudos to Spend with Pennies. I'm gonna link this recipe in the description box below because this recipe is very detailed, very well written, and I followed the instructions to a T, and the soup is perfect. I wouldn't deviate from the instructions. The only thing I would do differently, again, is to use less noodles, but I think that's just because I really like the broth. The broth is without a doubt my favorite part of this whole soup, and I feel like I could just pour myself a bowl of that and drink it and be absolutely fine. This makes me very excited for the rest of Souptober. So for me, Souptober is off to a great start. I really love this recipe. I will definitely be making it again. This one is gonna go in my recipe book for sure. And if you have a favorite soup recipe, leave a link to it in the comments down below. So we're gonna do Souptember for 10 days, but of course I will definitely be trying some more recipes over the course of the holiday season. So leave them down below. I might pick one of them to try in a future video. I can see why people on Reddit said this was one of their favorite soup recipes, and I am super happy that I tried it. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I will see you again soon.